Hi guys, welcome back to Paper Old and New. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are new here, I hope you like collage, because today that's what we're doing. Well, we're going to do a couple things today actually. I'm going to show, I know some of these pages you've seen, but I've also done some without you, and I just thought we would do a quick flip through because this book is almost full, guys. I think I've got like 2 pages and I know exactly what I'm going to do with them. So we're going to run through this real quick. I have also gone back on some that I've already done and added some napkin. Also here, this one started with napkin and then I glued some, this is wrapping paper and just some scrapbook paper down to it. Not a lot on this page. These ones are very sort of neutral, ready to be. This also is napkin. A lot of napkin on this one and then some scrapbook paper thrown in. So we have a few of these. This has some of the handmade paper or the faux rice paper or whatever. Again here, this one was like most of these I put stuff together. I've also seen people do journals that are color themed. So this is a purple page. I just took a bunch of purple scrapbook paper and threw it together on a collage. Okay, here's one that isn't done. This one you saw me do. I've done something with apples. Again, this one has some gap. Maybe get some washi tape to fill those in. I haven't decided yet. There's the pumpkin one. Squash. So some fall ones. Here's some pink with the roses. I really liked that paper. So, and then I even got out, here's kind of some teal and turquoise colors. I even got out some of my Halloween scraps that I had left over from working on the Halloween journal, the one Halloween journal I did, and I did a couple of boards, and then I think there's one more. Oh no, there's 2 more left in here back here. So we have 3, I think, to work with. And what I really want to do is take some of these beach scraps that we've been creating. Or that have been created in working on the Beach Altered book, and maybe collage some of them together. So let's see what we can put together on this page, and I'm just going to start going for it. Then I'm going to share with you, you've seen me cut up quite a few of these boards. We are going to cut up some more today, I think. And then I'm going to share with you what I've done with some of the ones we've cut up so far. Because I do have some that have already been cut up and are, I've created tags and cards out of them. I've taken them up to my sewing machine, and some of them have stitching. So yeah, I wanted to share those with you so you can see where these are going at this point. This has been a lot of fun. This at the time I'm filming this, not all the pages are covered in the Beach Altered book, so this is in preparation for making decor for that book. So I figured we would do a couple of beach pages because I'm going to need them. And like always, it's nice to be able to, you know, take some of these scraps and just use them up, get them cleared out. I mean, although some of those pages in that book are just nothing but collage. So, I mean, it kind of all ties together. But it's still nice to be able to use some of this that we've created and just get it thrown down. And some of this orange and put it in here. I do need some edge pieces. Like I need one right there. I don't want to go. I don't know if I should put that because the orange is, well, I'm definitely going to put one here. So let's do that. Yeah, I'm thrilled that this is almost full. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to get all of these cut up. When you see what I've got as far as like the sewn cards and stuff, you'll understand why I'm so excited. I mean, I told you that I love taking these oh, for Pete's sakes, I love taking these books apart and making the cutting them up and making the cards and stuff. Well, I have started doing the sewing and semi-decorating of the of what I've cut up. I'm telling you guys, my brain is focused on gluing these and it can't form a sentence. But when I got the stitching done around them, I've been practicing my sewing. So some of it's kind of straight, some of it's a little off. You'll see what I mean. I think the water will work in here. I think we might add some little pieces of water here and there, like right there to cover up that. But it was a lot of fun. I took them upstairs I actually was down here and I sorted through them and I said, okay, this one's going to be a tag. This one's going to be a journal card. This one's going to be a pocket. Because I did leave some before I took them to my sewing machine. If they were going to be cards or tags, I wanted to back them so that I suppose you could back them after you stitched them, and then your stitching would just be you would only see it on the one side. I wanted to stitch so that you could see it on both sides. So I decided whether I wanted them to be tags, journaling cards, or pockets before I took them upstairs to my sewing machine. And got everything sorted and trimmed and cut, and I cut corners for tags. Some of them I backed and did some of the tags. Well, a lot of the tags aren't stitched. I think I stitched one tag and then I decided that I want to wait until I decide on toppers. Just because if any of the toppers are going to be like lace or fabric or anything like that, then I might want to sew the topper on. So I decided to wait on stitching the tags. I do have one stitch tag. I'm deciding on whether or not to put any of this orange in one of these. Got like a little piece right there. Again, guys, this is me looking at it's the same reason we can't imagine what these are going to look like when we cut them up. I look at the page as a whole. Ooh, yellow would go on here really nice. Maybe some yellow. It doesn't have to be big pieces, but I'm going to tear off a chunk so I can use it. Because I might want to let's take this off of here. And maybe like that. But yeah, I'm just trying to, when we get done with this collage book and I've cut everything up, I think my collage series, so to speak, will move into using what we've made and seeing what we can make out of them. Maybe embellishing. I might try a few off camera and then, decide what's best, pick out some embellishments, and then do some on camera, as far as what my ideas for them are. You know what I like about this yellow paper? It's kind of ombre. It goes from, you can kind of see it on there. It goes from this light and then it goes down and it gets darker at the bottom. So it's kind of like a bunch of different yellows without having to have a bunch of different paper. And once again, this one is getting seriously covered, which is fine. It's just funny to me. Some of them get so much more covered than others. Okay, I don't think I'm going to put any more on here. So that's done. I feel like I'm getting faster. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, we got 2 more pages to do, and this book is finished. Let's do one with water and flip-flops and stuff like that. Let's do that. Let's do some of this that's already torn. That'll make it easier. Do a piece down here. And I'll have to find something with a corner to finish it off with. Okay, some water here. Put some water up here. Even though this is torn, it looks very straight. It ended up getting torn kind of almost in a rectangle. Whatever. I'm going to put it right up against these flip-flops. This is going to take a lot of collage up here, guys, just because by the nature of the gap that I left. Let's see. Oh, I do have some corner. Look, I have some corner flip-flops. I'm going to have to figure out what else goes on this page. I don't know what other, unless I use some solid color. The yellow might actually be my best bet. I don't know what else I have that would be a good fit. You know what I could do? Put a piece of this on here. It kind of matches some of these flip-flops. Just to break this area up without it being... It'll probably be the only piece of this on here, though, because I don't think I have any more. It's like a little lone scrap laying on my desk. Okay. I kind of want to use some of this, but I don't know if it goes... I wonder if I have any of the brown ones left. I do. Look. Maybe some of this. Tear a piece. Tear a piece. Put that down. Now, the other thing I've realized is, depending on how these get cut, sometimes these pieces where that's white workbook, and compared to the rest of the page, it feels really flimsy. But depending on how, wow, that cut very, I mean, that tore very square, didn't it? Depending on how this ends up, you know, getting cut up, and where that piece of blank workbook page ends up, sometimes it can get cut off as the corner of a tag. Like, it just doesn't have to be covered or anything. It just gets cut off. And that makes it really easy. Where'd my water stuff go? Should I put some more water? I feel like it's a beach. You can't really have... Can you have too much water? And I'm coming to realize, having cut some of these up and having seen some of them, like where, I'm going to put this down so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. See this gap here? where there's water and just a little bit of space between them. Sometimes if that ends up on the same card or whatever, it's something you can work with. I mean, you can put something there and it works out fine. So I've gotten a little less angsty about where I place stuff. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Sometimes a little angst is... I love these flip-flops. I live in flip-flops in the summer, guys. They are like my... It's like they're attached to my feet. Well, depending on how that gets cut up, that's not wrong way around, right? I have cut up cards and ended up turning them once I got them off the, you know, once I take them off the collage masterboard, they end up getting turned in a direction that they weren't in before. I kind of want to use this, but I don't know. Yeah, why not? I can put a couple pieces of this in there. This is kind of the aqua watery version of this. I don't know if you can see that. It's like the same pattern. So they kind of go. Oh, that's too big. I suppose I could go that way with it. I'm not liking it. There's too much blank book page in this corner, is my problem. I should get a piece of this. Put it right up here. Ah. And we'll just see how these end up, guys. Like I said, part of the fun, right? Figure out what happens to them. All right, one left. I would really love to use like this stuff. I've got some of these. I don't want this. I'm gonna take it and put it right there. Cover up that whole corner. Of course, now the question is, since I did this and I said I wanted to use that RIT dyed paper, I don't know if it goes. I guess it could go, but does it really? I'm going to put this down in this corner because this corner is also open. Again, guys, I'm trying to move quick so that we have plenty of time to do some cutting up and to take a look at some of the ones I've already fashioned into whatevers. And hang on to that for a minute. What? Oh, maybe. Let me get this out of here, out of this frame. Don't get me wrong, that rope frame is really neat, but it doesn't really... Let's put a piece of it down here. It's too bad that straight didn't go down a short edge. I could put a piece across there. But for now, we're going to put this one here, and then we're going to put this down on there. Like that. I'm like so focused on covering up the... Oh, look guys, I found a couple of extras. Sorry about that little skip. Okay, so I don't know if I should try to add any of the orange or reds in here or not. I'm kind of... just going with the blues for now. I don't sound very well. You know what though? Maybe I'll put some seashells on. What do you think? Because there's some green seashells in here. I will say this, sometimes I look at this stuff when I'm done and I go, I'm not really sure what I was thinking. I don't mind the papers together, but man, that's going to be tough to decorate. Or I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Not that I don't like it, just that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Should it be that big? Maybe not. Maybe we'll take this off. Make it like that. Get rid of that point. Yeah, I think that'll work. One more piece of seashell paper, guys, and I think we'll call it quits. I will say this, on several of these boards, especially the ones where I hadn't, like for these ones, remember I told you I had, for some of them I had sat down and I had organized packs of coordinating papers that I thought would look good and on a collage together so that if they ended up on cards together, they would look okay. So yeah, I surprise myself sometimes when I'm going through these and I have no idea what the papers are going to end up being, and they end up turning out nice anyway, which is always a nice surprise. So there's always that. But felt like something slid. Might have just been the page. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and we are going to... I'm going to pull some of these from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of these, the next video will probably be just cutting. All right, you know what I am going to do though? I am going to trim these on the edge. We're going to trim the edges off of these just because it's going to make it easier on me down the road. I don't need to trim off that much. Well, I generally trim off right along that dotted line because it's... Okay, so that's trimmed. We're going to cut this. What do we say these are? 10 3/4, right? So we're going to cut this at 5 1/2. Okay. And then at 5 1/2, I can get 5 1/4. Let's do a 2-inch tag. What do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a 2-inch tag a 2.5 inch tag. And then that leaves this at 2 3/4. Okay, and then this one I'm going to cut into a couple of cards maybe. I've got, what did we say this was? 7 1/4. So let's do, this is 5 1/2. Let's do, we're going to do a 5 1/2 by 3. And 1/4. Because this will make a good journaling card, and that might make a nice wide tag. So there's that one. I had actually gotten myself to a point where I had a set of cuts that I was making, and it was turning out some really good stuff. It was turning me out some good size tags, some good size journaling cards. And for some reason, I didn't write it down. So I'm kind of guessing. All right, so let's do it again. 5 1/2. Three 1/2. Depending on how long this video ends up being, I may cut out all this cutting and skip to the flipping. Especially since it's not cooperating. That way you guys don't have to sit here and watch me. Now, if this is still in the video when you see it, then I just didn't think the video was long enough, or I got distracted while I was editing. Could be either or. I feel like I wonder if it is. I wonder it's not cutting right. It's coming apart. All right, let's do it. I knew the numbers were going to get cut. That's a blank book spot. Okay, so we had that one. This one. This will probably be a tag. I will show you that I have this. Oh no, I won't show you. Where did I put it? Oh, yeah, I will. I have this punch that makes really cool tag tops. I'm going to show this. This is a 2 inch, so it'll do this one. See? It puts you in a hole, and it makes a neat top. Now, I didn't back this one yet. Normally I back them first. But anyway, so sometimes my measurements are to do with what's here. So this will make a 1.5 inch wide tag, a 2.5 inch wide tag, and a 2 inch tag. So sometimes I'm watching what I measure because I know I want to stick it in that punch. So like that. But anyway, so here's this one. You can see where 2 numbers got cut on that one. These, I'm not mad. So far, I'm not mad about any of them. Look, my shoes didn't get cut up. Those ones were already a mess. This one has no shoes on it. Well, it has a little bit of shoe on it. I got this whole piece. Now, you know what might end up happening with this is, because it's the way it is, this may end up becoming a tag. I'll cut that little piece of shoe off and a little bit of this, and this will end up being a tag with this band across the bottom. Whenever I see these bands like that, that's what I think of. I don't know why. As far as the print goes, the print tells me that this turns this way. Journaling card, maybe. Journaling card or pocket. Tag. Tag. These tall ones, I mean, obviously don't have to be tags. That could be a tuck spot. Oh, I like that. Either way you turn it. Oh, I really like this one. That's neat. It's rather plain. It's just got 2 of the patterns on it. So I like that. Oh, and this has to be trimmed at the top. It's got the, see the blue border? You can see it at the top. Anyway. What does this one say? Advantageous. So that was all the ones we cut today, guys. I'm not mad. I got lots of new cards to play with. These are going to get backed or not backed if they're pockets, trimmed, and taken upstairs so that I can do this. Are you guys ready? Okay, here's my basket. These were some that I turned into tags. They've been backed with coffee dyed wrapping paper. Coffee dyed wrapping paper. The coffee dyed wrapping paper that I have is nice and thin, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk to these already well layered pieces. All of these are tags that I had up at the sewing machine and was going to sew around, and then I thought about it and I was like, depending on what kind of piece I want up there, I might sew the piece on. So, or I might want stitching through the piece, especially if it's a piece of fabric. So I decided to bring them back down here, figure out what their toppers were going to be, and then decide if I wanted to take them back up to the sewing machine with or without their toppers. So here's some more tags. Here's some more. So all different sizes. Here's some that I backed and then punched with the punch that I just showed you. So that's a 2.5. That's a 2. I don't think I have any 1.5s. I really like this sunflower stuff, guys. But as you can see, they come out all different. This is the one I stitched around. So you can see I went all the way around it with a straight stitch and then I zigzagged it across the, I don't know, can you see that? Then I zigzagged it across the top. And as I was zigzagging it, I said, I wonder what I'm going to use as a topper because I'm going to end up covering up my zigzags. For this one, what I might end up doing is punching a hole and sticking an eyelet through there. So then these are not backed. These are, I think all of these, yeah, these are all pockets. So this one I stitched around. I don't know that I stitched around any more of the pockets, just because a lot of the times what I want to do with the pockets is punch the notch in the top. And guys, I have just gotten to the point where I can sort of sew a straight line. There's no way I'm going to be able to sew around that little notch. So I don't know if my pockets will get stitched. We'll see. This was some scraps I was practicing on. I practiced some of that flow stitching. I was actually trying to stitch around a curved corner because I like to do the edges on my journaling cards. So I wanted to see if I could stitch around a curved corner. So I stitched around that, and when it didn't work, I just kept going around it a couple of times until I got that, what do they call that, fast flow stitching or whatever. So I tried that and went around twice, and that's what ended up happening. This one's just a zigzag all the way around, and then another one stuck to it, so I have to... And this stitching actually turned out really good, so I was mad when that happened. Okay, these are some from some old ones. I just made cards out of them. You can see how they're curled? Backed them on some journaling paper. These are the ones that I made into journaling cards and I stitched. I experimented with all... Oh, that's 2 different cards. I experimented with all kinds of stitching. You can see this is kind of a stitched zigzag. Maybe you can see it better on that side. This one was one of those ones where I did some straight and then some zigzag. Here's another one of those stitched zigzags. So it like actually does individual stitches up and then individual stitches down, and then, yeah. Those of you who sew have probably seen that before. It's probably not anything new. But once I discovered that stitch, I really liked it. So I did it on a couple of them, as you can see. And then these, so I just kind of stitched around here. You can see where my zigzag stitching got a little wonky. It's different widths apart. That has to do with me not knowing my foot pedal, I think. So this was another one, straight stitch, zigzag, straight stitch kind of a thing. Like I said, a lot of practicing, guys. This was zigzag all the way around. As you can see, I made some small journal cards, some large journal cards. And then I have a few journal cards that I didn't stitch. I just decided to leave them unstitched because I feel like every card doesn't need stitching. This is one of those older masterboard things. And this one was the last one. So as you can see, guys, I've been working with a lot of the stuff that we've been creating. And I hope that you guys will come back with me to do some more of this creating. I am building up stuff. I'm so excited about the building up of stuff. That's like my favorite part of this. So now I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with each of these, and they will get added to my pile. So thanks, guys, for hanging out. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.